Hello, my name is Ángela Pérez and I'm working in the Planetarium of Medellin in Colombia. I am always being very thoughtful about the best ways to diffuse astronomy to all. And now I want to gather all these thoughts to implement a strategy with activities and programs to make the bridge between astronomy and the school broader and inclusive. In that sense, I want to share with you all today two approaches that allow me to be sure that that idea has a future and that idea will be very useful for planetariums and also for schools. This first experience I want to talk about is the development of a special material to teach astronomy to blind students in Bogota. It was a bag with 11 activities. Each activity works as an station, as an itinerary museum. The most important of this idea was to get followers and more developers. In this case was Magdalena, the teacher of physics, and Najibe, teacher of primary school. And then more people joined to this adventure, teachers and astronomy outreachers, until I landed here in the Planetarium of Medellin of Park Explorer. For doing this was very important to join background knowledge of different professionals, which reminds me of the powerful results science has when they manage to join scientists from different areas to solve a question or a special situation. Also work with the same people, we want to offer activities. I meant to work with blind people, in this case, kids, students from two schools in Bogota. You see them in the pictures with the teachers and with me. The major idea was to bring astronomy to blind people. We reached that. The results can be seen on the OAE homepage in the projects that we have been funded by this office. The great learning lessons for me in that case, in this process, was that something that you develop for a purpose at the end has many different unexpected uses. That happen many times in science, inventions and discoveries. So I was so happy because the new uses of purposes for this didactical material for blind people is used also with neurotypical people to be aware of the situation of blind people and be aware of their needs to get information like everybody else. Even the material helps to engage people to learn how to use Braille. Some of them didn't know how to use it, or even they don't know that they exist or they can get information reading Braille. Also, we realized this material is useful for training teachers to learn how to astronomy, to learn about astronomy, and also to learn how to develop narrative skills more than they usually use. The idea is to use astronomy as a tool to develop communicative and pedagogical skills, because even if it has colors, not everyone could see them. The model can be used as prototypes to inspire the body movements of planets or stellar body in the cosmos. On the other hand, I'm a participant as a volunteer in one of the working group of International Astronomical Union with Dimitri from UK and Jolie from USA. We wanted to understand how planetariums are prepared for general people, but also for motor disabilities visitants, because we wanted to prepare some materials to suggest how spaces can be adapted to be affordable for motor disabilities visitants, even if the places are not for them. But with the small arrangements, they became interesting for them. We want to reach as many planetariums as possible, also because we want to develop a guide with some ideas from universal design in the learning concept. This concept is taken from schoolar experiences, because they realize there are many different students as stars in a small piece of sky. So there are many different ways to learn. but also in the spaces design concepts. We hope we can adapt in an easier way places, prototypes, and complement probably with sounds. The learning experience in the planetariums would be very different or better if we use what we have with some different ideas. If we want to involve more disabilities in this process. My special interest is because some of our visitors, for instance, in planetarium, are teachers and other are students. So if in a planetarium we can create strategies or activities that allow people to get closer to astronomy and inspire them to protect our planet and be curious for science, we can share this experience with the schools. Our messengers are the students and teachers. They are also our allies. We hope to have the result of the questionnaire soon. We managed and we developed a questionnaire to get information from planetariums. So far, we know there are too few motor disabilities people working on the planetarium. So probably they are not going to think about this because they don't usually need it. In this sense, we must continue talking about this to raise awareness in the planetariums, to spread the word and give as many opportunities as everybody else. Another interesting result is that most of the planetariums have facilities with open places, open corridors, ramps, and elevators. Also, they cannot adapt places to motor disabilities visitors. For sure, they will probably accept ideas on how to use them as a resources to teach astronomy all over the place. We hope to start analyzing the data in a couple of weeks. With these two experience that I have, I can see some of opportunities there. The first one is that involving different areas of knowledge with the universe design can give us ideas to adapt not only places, but also program and strategies to spread the word of science and astronomy as well. Another one is that having very well understood the situation and with, again, different professionals, we are going to have creative solutions that will open doors in a school and planetariums to engage more diverse people to get involved with science. Another one, there are too many more, but I just choose three. This is the last one. Astronomy is an effective way to inspire students, teachers, and different kind of people. So, and also people with motor disabilities and another kind of disabilities. So that will very useful to inspire all human beings to understand their place in the planet. That will help us to protect it as well. So I will keep working on that, join astronomy with education strategies and programs, and I hope to talk to you in a couple of minutes. Thank you to hear and to be here.